Hey everyone, welcome to another 4-Edit Friday. Today we're going to take this and change it into this, or this, or this, or maybe this. So, starting in Capture 1, we're going to take a look at this image. Let's see what we've got. Looks like we're going to want to bring some probably a lot of highlight recovery in to try to bring some detail back into that sky. Looks like I've got a spot on here. So we're going to use a spot removal tool. Let that redraw quick. Okay. So I think I'm actually going to make all my variants from here. So we've got 4 variants that have that spot cleaned out and some shadow or highlight recovery in. Let's take a look at this first one. I think we're going to do a color edit. I'm going to bring in some more warmth here. I think it'll look better that way. Maybe even shade. We'll tone that down a little bit. Let's see what we've got. Let's do that. It makes it, gives us a little bit more of that golden light effect. This image was taken late, but probably not that late. So maybe bring a little bit of shadow recovery in. On this one, I'm going to do something a little bit different. We're going to go into our color editor. We'll probably do this with basic. So there's not a lot of green in here, but you get a little bit of it through these boards. So I'm going to see if I can pick out that green. Let's see if we can make it pop. Yeah, definitely in there. Maybe just take a little bit of saturation out of those. Okay. What else can we do with this guy? Maybe take it into a 4x5 crop. Oops. Yeah, I think maybe I like that. Bring a little more shadow recovery in. A little more clarity. But maybe drop our blacks down a little bit. I think I'm going to do... I had the wrong one selected there. Okay. I think I'm going to do a couple of black and white edits. So let me... Actually, we're going to copy the crop off of this one. If I can find my apply adjustments. There we go. Alright, so let's see what we can do with this one in black and white. I think I'm going to do a normal black and white. We're going to pump up the contrast on this guy. I think I'm actually going to see how it looks taking out the shadow recovery we did. Maybe I'll leave that in, but then bring that black point in a little bit more. Yeah, I kind of like that. Let's see what we can do with either cyan or blue and see if we can throw a little more texture into that sky. Yeah, a little bit, but not that much. That darkens everything out. So I think that gives us a pretty good basic black and white. Let's see what other options we have for a black and white. We haven't really played with split toning. Maybe I'll do something there. So one of the things that I do with split tones, or any toning, they've got a lot of options here. You know what, I think I like just the sepia toning there. I'm going to pull some of the saturation out from their preset so the blacks look a little bit more black and less toned. Do I want to do anything more with this? Maybe even bump up that highlight toning a little bit. One of the things I really wish they would add into Capture One would be a threshold for the highlights and shadows. Most other tools that have split toning have that, and for some reason Capture One hasn't gotten on that. Hasn't gotten that implemented yet. Should probably put in a feature request for that or something. Maybe I'll just reset the crop on here. Do this last one. So original. Let's see what we can play with on this. Thinking maybe maybe some kind of really crazy curve editing. Give this kind of messed up It's kind of my edit to traditionally go a little bit crazy on. So let's do that. Maybe bring up the blues and the highlights a little bit. Oh, it looks horrible. This one I'm going to actually let it fade out a little bit and maybe even drop the contrast. Pull some clarity out of that. Really go for kind of an old color film look, kind of faded, kind of screwy colors, and have some fun with that. And then for this one, I think I'm usually don't do much with film grain, but maybe we'll throw a little bit in. Let's kind of zoom in up here. Let that finish rendering. Yeah, maybe just add a little bit of grain in that. I don't do a lot with film grain, but I think Capture One really does some of the best film grain effects I've seen. It's to the point where I will actually use it once in a while, mainly on black and whites. So let's go look back through our edits here. We've got this first one, pretty standard edit, cropped 4:5. We warmed it up a little bit of highlight and shadow recovery to bring in some detail in the sky, as well as open up the walkway and some of the woods here. Black and white, we added a little bit more contrast back into it compared to the color edit. I think black and white tends to look better with that added contrast. This one we left about the same, but just did that little bit of sepia toning, mainly in the highlights. Hardly anything on the shadows. Then this one we did kind of an antique color look. Probably not an edit I'd do very often, but hey, this is part of the idea here, is to experiment with it. So let me know in the comments what you think about this. If you like any of the edits in particular, if you hate any of them, if you would have done them differently, let me know. If you enjoyed this video, I've got a bunch more Capture One editing videos that you can take a look through in the playlist, and I would appreciate it if you'd like the video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks, have a great one. Bye.